Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland, off hit an exciting 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya between the south. You got here the glorious British Empire, fighting for king and country, for the Commonwealth. The 11th Armoured Division versus the north. You got DownPT, fighting for the Oberkommandist, Germany, Deutschland, the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. With fortifications, scavenge and special operations versus tactical support, advance and placement and mobile assault here. Triple infantry on the German side, double infantry with a single sabre there for the Brits. Double section in Langraskaya there for the Brits. Volksgrenadier Sturmpioniere, Kugelwagen for DownPT. British player, they're obviously heading for the western side of the map. Let's secure the fuel as soon as possible, as DownPT is opting here for an aggressive, disruptive start, hoping to basically prevent the Brits from gaining too many resources in the early game. Time down, while then using the Kugelwagen to secure as much territory as humanly possible. In fact, he's even using the Volksgrenadiers for this purpose, leaving essentially only the Sturmpioneers to fight the British infantry and tie them down. So an aggressive start here from DownPT, and again, what described as a disruptive start, which is very much focused on disrupting your opponent's early economy, possibly even the strategy, and hopefully even their mentality. But here the British player has a counter of his own. He's got the Universal Carrier out there, rolling out there to hunt down some Huns with its Bren gun. Universal Carrier was very much a utility vehicle within the British Army. Infantry, transport, tractor, reconnaissance vehicle, you name it. Even served as a platform for certain weapons like a light anti-tank gun, and at one point I believe they mounted a 50 cal machine gun besides flamethrowers on it. So there were quite a few things that sort of served as. It even served in the German army, as a fun fact, where some of them were apparently used to be converted, or well, basically they're stripped of their tracks to be used on Opel Blitzers to turn them to Opel Mautiers. We got a bit of fighting here. Section versus Kugelwagen out west. He's pushing for the opponent's fuel point. Munitions here being secured. He could, in theory, go for the CoH point take, deny the fuel a bit better, but we'll see here. And these troops are digging in, awaiting the Brits to move up there, perhaps, or just deny the house to ensure that the Brits do not occupy the house and leave DownPT there in a very sticky situation. Third Volksgrenadier squad there, and there we go. Now hitting the CoH point here with the Sturmpioniere. Four's going to double back, and there we go. Both Volksgrenadiers engaging the section here in the east, the far east. There you go, CoH point hit there by DownPT. Sturmpioneers, again aggressive, slightly disruptive, but at the same time we're clearly seeing an experienced player here who's not so easily disrupted by all of this. Still managed to get into the house here before British Empire can get into it, leaving him to fend with the Sturmpioneers while his men out in the open, quickly cutting poor John down very rapidly. British Empire here following up with the Vickers machine gun here versus DownPT, with a rank 34 Oberkommandist player, by the way. We got Volks moving about here, attempt to sandbag, but that is quickly halted here by the Volksgrenadiers, opening up on the section in negative cover, and another mon bites the dust for king and country. Most of his infantry is by the way over here alongside the Kugelwagen, could pressure up here, hit some territory there, maybe even trying to flank through here and get behind the British Empire's forces. We'll see what happens there. Other way, he's got his Vickers machine gun up. We finally got the Volksgrenadiers and the Kugelwagen here in the east moving out, and we got our cabinet following up here to help deal with the Universal Carrier, but possibly also deal with any sort of armoured car here from the Brits. But so far, our British friend is yet to go there. Points in there being secured. The cabinet almost done. Volks advancing there. He's going to need some tech though to be able to now actually stop with the Panzerfaust. Section pushing up here. Volks are being pushed back here by heavy machine gun fire, and of course the Lee Enfields laying down accurate sharp fire against those Teutonic bastards. Universal Carrier being held back by the Volks and the Kugelwagen, even as the Brits are advancing relentlessly on the main CoH point here. Medic kits down there for DownPT infantry, and we can see now it's dispatching troops to try and flank the Brits here, but the issue is with the vehicles nearby, it's going to be very difficult for DownPT to quickly clear out this CoH point. So with this, British Empire's managed to actually place him in a bit of a vice-like grip, and that's going to be a bit of a headache here for DownPT. He's got the section where we've still got the Vickers there, plus another section here in heavy cover. The heavy cover placed down by DownPT previously does help him actually gain the point. That's usually why I want it there, in part just to actually allow to take it while under fire, because otherwise it's going to be a real pain in the posterior to actually grab this point. Almost got the point there. Volks moving up here. Vickers is remaining in his position, holding down the Volks squad, which is now pinned down behind a bunch of barrels. Why the bunch barrels out there, no one truly knows, except maybe Pierre, who is a chronic alcoholic, but who claims to have nothing to do with the matter. And there go Wasp out for the British Empire here, burning away at DownPT's fault grenadiers, allowing them cover, safety, and most importantly, non-scorched underwear. DownPT striking here straight for the Mechanized Regiment. No surprises there, very much part of the meta. They'll likely be a fast looks out here to try and push back the British, and of course further hunt down the Universal Carrier. And meanwhile, though, he is taking up. No sign of any upgrades as of yet, though, for armoured cars, spore force, or anything. So right now, DownPT and the 12th SS plans to be shown Hitlerjugend, bit of a defensive position. As for why it was called Hitlerjugend, is because it was primarily recruited from people, you know, who were in the Hitlerjugend. That was pretty much one of the primary recruiting grounds of the division. That's a little fun side note there. Its core, though, was basically formed up of members of the 1st SS, sort of forming a veteran cadre, which was the Germans' preferred method of forming up a new division, with a sort of core of veteran troops and officers from, you know, an already established division. And of course, as the war progressed, that became a lot bloody harder, but with the SS they still found time to do so, though for the 1st SS they had to make up for the losses there with the men from the Luftwaffe, who initially were not particularly keen on it, since by that point of the war it was beginning to become apparently clear that if you joined the Waffen-SS, your life expectancy was not particularly going up. But there you go, we're kidding after being scorched here by the Wasp, but there you go, good kidding enough for hit. And he's going to be within Panzerfaust's range to finish it off there. And Otto strikes, deeming it a fireball-ish thing. There we go. Another push for the core point here. DownPT's been dragged out towards the east here. Very quick diversion there by him. And he's also quickly setting up a trench here to basically cover the area here. Very nasty work. It's going to be difficult there for DownPT to deal with. Following up with an MG-34. It looks though it's not too far off. In the meanwhile, back here at base, we got armoured cars here. Glorious British Empire is pretty much anticipating here that DownPT is going to go for the looks, and he wants the AEC Mark III to counter it. It's either that or he just does not want to take the chance there and just goes for it either way. But we got the looks on the way. We got more trenches being dug here by the Glorious British Empire, digging a lot of those trenches very fast. Push up the west side there. DownPT tries his best not to get too occupied with just one point in particular, not where his opponent is strongest. Very good there. Also, there's basically a way of up maneuvering this one, basically attacking through here, or moving up through and then popping an incendiary over the heteros at the trench. Or you could just attack through here and basically hit here because there's a blind spot on the sides of the trenches here with machine guns. A second Universal Carrier there for the Glorious British Empire, an interesting choice there. Another push here for the cutoff point, basically taking advantage of the fact that he's testing or putting most of his resources around the centre. He basically moves around and hits the resources, forcing him to abandon the positions or weaken himself elsewhere. So very nice little display there of infantry tactics by DownPT, responding very nicely and avoiding, you know, pointless engagements, and then striking in with the looks there while his opponent doesn't have any anti-tank weapons. And following up with an incendiary grenade as well, just for good measure. Though Glorious British Empire responds very rapidly with the AEC Mark III, then cancelling the Universal Carrier. In the meanwhile, DownPT is going to secure the fuel pond there. And we got a doctoral choice. It is tactical support here for Glorious British Empire. I haven't seen that one a bit. It was certainly quite popular back when artillery cover was really, really crazy good. It's still really good, it's just not really crazy good. That's a slight distinction there. But it's still pretty good if I do not remember incorrectly. It still offers a lot of other benefits as well, but it is less commonly seen as of late. Then we got his scavenge for DownPT with Jaegers arriving to support the 12th SS. And we got the AC Mark III out here for Glorious British Empire. One trench down there, we can hear in the background. Report. As the officer crestfallen reports that a bunch of dirt has been destroyed. Good lord, that was good British dirt. But that was French dirt. It was made British through our shovels, Harry. Through our shovels, we enhance the size of the Glorious British Empire. Alright. Kuhlwagen need repairs. Slowly tearing apart the trench. Quick strike here with the Panzer leaves the armoured car there with a damaged engine and a need for repairs. So we can see the DownPT's managed to quickly switch the game around there through some well-placed attacks, and again avoiding attacking into his opponent's strongest until said position has been abandoned, or at least weakened substantially, because he forces it by an attack, making it pretty pointless. Glorious British Empire saying ammunitions cache, which can indicate he's setting up for some weapon racks and Bren guns or grenades down the road, noting he's bolstered. Or he might be setting up for some doctrine abilities like air resupply operation and artillery cover down the road here. There's certainly some potential things that could happen there then for Glorious British Empire. We'll have to see though what it ends up with. That one's a bit harder to say what exactly he's planning at the moment. In the center, MG34 blissfully holds back an infantry section there with a few well-placed rounds. Hitting the car point there. And managed to protect the car point there just in the nick of time. So we've got a Lux moving in support and then hold back those Tommies. But the vacancy pretty much cements the fight around the car point in favour of the Glorious British Empire, forcing DownPT there, trying to roll back his Lux. And there we go, we do get an area supply operation here for the Glorious British Empire. Langraskaya his troops, though he's pretty much got all of them upgraded with medical supplies. So it's most likely it's the weapons he wants from it. Like the Vickers and the 6-pounder gun. Big push into these here with the double sections, spearheading the efforts. Right at the focus grenadiers, noting here he has yet to upgrade a single focus squad with assault rifles. DownPT's munitions so far are going in other directions. And Kuba and they're blown to bits. Friedrich there sent flying. Lux turns the tide here by the eastern road. But that's about it. MXC's following up with the second cannon to help keep the armoured car there in control. As of yet, though, we can see the Glorious British Empire has yet to make use of any of this, and we even got the sappers out here now. The Royal Engineer Recovery Squad. Interesting choice there at this stage of the fight. Definitely an interesting unit, but it is also rather, I would say, overlooked there. But its salvageability is actually pretty handy. Could be used, for example, for salvaging a bit of extra from that Kubelwagen. Also just gives you overall 2 sapper sections there. I don't actually think you get them a discount. You don't actually. Though, of course, you do get the Minesweeper kits for free, I suppose. So there's a bit of a discount involved. So we'll have to see what he does with that. And we can see now he's exerting effort towards bigger push into these. He's also got a booby trap here on the fuel point. Actually very good work by DownPT, though the sappers will pretty much immediately render that pointless. So in that regard, I mean, the Royal Recovery sappers are actually pretty much a good counter for a player who lays down booby traps, though you rarely see Oberkommando S players do that. I suppose you more rarely see any players going for the field recovery operation because they rarely go for tactical support nowadays. Forces are being suppressed by the Vickers machine gun. Veteran G2, sappers advancing on the east up further there. We got the spare Panther Corps about to be set up here, but it's going to be a bit late to defend the fuel point. Luke shooting at the Vickers, but he's about to get knocked out here by the AC, and he's not paying attention, and it gets destroyed here by supported by the 6-pounder gun. Now in the hands of the Glorious British Empire, and even turns the armoured car into command vehicle for air reconnaissance. What on earth is going on here? A command armoured car. Fancy that. Sappers here, they're being counter-attacked. They got to jump on his Jägers meaning to flash out the bastards. The British Schweinhunden and sends them running back. Up here, folks are finding out the sectional academy have been dispatched as well here by Glorious British Empire's infantry pushes. Schwerpanzer quarters going up to defend the eastern victory point and fuel. To ensure it stays as German as possible. Section needs to be careful, it's very low on health, and we do have the Jägers there with a marksman, threatening to wipe out a few of their chaps. Up here, the MG34 needs to be careful about how far it pushes itself against the Glorious British Empire's forces. Trench there, no additional caches for them. He's certainly been expending a lot on munitions and abilities. In fact, he's so far used 3 abilities out of the doctrine, where so far I think DownPT has used the Jaegers and that's about it. But there's in theory also now, of course, here the thorough salvage. Oh, that got disrupted. Shroud Punch, of course, here providing anti-aircraft coverage there against glorious British Empire's ample air reconnaissance, which of course has a low cooldown and is also pretty much free. So it basically means that glorious British Empire just has sort of an intelligent advantage thanks to that command armoured car. But there's also just the element of it just providing psychological pressure, because you can just constantly hear that droning out of the aircraft, and when it's not yours, it's sort of, it makes you a bit more cautious about how you move. So that's a sneaky one there. Again, an ability with sort of several purposes. Another MD-35 here for DownPT to hold back the infantry. He's probably trying to buy time to get out some armour. Most likely a Panzer Forces plan here versus the Tommies. Meanwhile, glorious British Empire is preparing for another push here, because machine guns, in fact, he's got 2 now, creating an awful lot of overlapping fields of fire around here. And another air reconnaissance immediately called in here. Buy it as soon as the cooldown is done. Big push around here, nice flank here, using the line terrain here, but you can't really see, so trying to sneak up. In this case, there's several machine guns defending the cut-off point, pretty much preventing glorious British Empire from taking that cut-off point unless he gets like absurdly lucky somehow. Also noting he's mined up here a lot to basically pretty much prevent anything from pursuing his units. Most likely looks there to wipe them out, or even to rush his base. So very nasty work there by the glorious British Empire. He's setting up lines of fire here using destroy car, which would certainly indicate this is most likely Sage of the 6. Another Smurf account of his, with just him changing names, because he's pretty much the only player who uses this tactic, that is destroy cover to clear lines of fire for his weapons. I don't know any other player who does it regularly. Almost done there with the tech. In fact, go pretty straightforward for Cromwell. But with this, he's pretty much just made it a lot harder for DownPT to dodge the 6-pounder gun, since there's a lot less that blocks his line of fire now. Trying again here to salvage the Kugelwagen. So what exactly I'll be salvaging here? You know the important bits. What important bits? You know the important bits. Ah, yeah, the important bits. DownPT are going for some Obersoldaten, some hardened German infantry. Men who have seen much action. Sapper suppressed, trench going down. Vickers in the shit there, forming as a machine gun nest, preventing any movement there towards the fuel pond there. At least he's going to have to take a very, very long circuitous route. Big push up towards the centre here. DownPT seems to be sort of lining up to try and push through here instead of sitting up behind glorious British Empire's positions here. Not a bad idea. But at the same time, there seems to be a bit of a Stalingrad syndrome settling in, as they're now both sort of getting more and more focused on the centre. A dangerous point in time. And DownPT can go for the Panther 4 here. Of course, might be thinking for a Panther instead. There's the British. Not a bad idea. As for the glorious British Empire, it's hard to say what's going there. I mean, he's been going for Cromwell now, but there you go. Just about to say he isn't going for it. He is. And DownPT then actually goes for the Panzer 4. So attempt to break through into the west, but held back there by a single section. Continue fighting on the centre of the map here, and forces here on a standby in the east. Aircraft shot down again. Panther 4 halfway down there for DownPT and the 12th SS section. Then the centre pinned down on the German troop in, and there you go. Breakthrough in the west as well, though there is still the issue of the machine gun nest in the shed. And here, of course, the clearing of the fields of fire, of course, makes the machine gun in the house also a lot more powerful, because you can actually cover the centre victory point. So that makes it even harder here for DownPT to advance on the centre or the west. So he's going to need some artillery here, or he's going to need to play his tanks really, really well. So there you go. Panzer 4 here for DownPT. Sappers moving up on the west side there. And he's got the command point for artillery cover, and he seems to be setting up munitions here for actually utilising. He's going to then try and make a push against DownPT using the ability to pretty much suppress all of DownPT's stuff. But they're going up KNF, creeping in to engage the Cromwell. There we go, down to half health, down to half health. He might be able to get it here, yes. Glorious British Empire's not realised what's going on before it's too late, and the Panzer IV KNF combo destroys the Cromwell, giving DownPT here a sizable armour advantage. Then lag spike, apparently. I've seen several people complain about lag spikes after the recent battle patches, unfortunately. Not saying that's unfortunate they're complaining about, I'm saying it's unfortunate that the issues are there in the first place, by the way. Another bit of air reconnaissance. The armoured cavalry is still operable. Imagine they've been supporting the Cromwell, things might look slightly different. Since the armoured cavalry that boost the Cromwell on several ways. It's actually pretty good supporting other units. It's just, most people don't want to downgrade one vehicle or tank just to be able to boost the rest. So it tends to get, shall I say, underutilised.
Supplies looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
There you go. 17 flanking through in the south, but encounters a huge British blob here, boosted by the armoured car, which in this case he got pretty lucky with. He had Bren guns. He could have probably lost the orbital down there in a matter of seconds. Got the Panzer IV sitting down there. Looks like he's going to try and cut off the British blob there with his Panzerkampfwagen 4. Ausführung J. Model J, the last model of Panzer IV before the war ended. The most streamlined. Also, you have the model sort of a lot of things sort of I would rather make it difficult to produce was removed, and of course they sort of made use of a lot of cheaper simpler things. So they also had to make do without some of the elements, like for example the turret generator, because well it required too many resources, and so the turret of the Panzer IV Model J was actually hand cranked, making the actual Panzer IV Model J rather slow in turning about. The turret, in fact the initial Panzer IV like that had it, but for balance reasons that did not work out. For some reason he's moving up. He's going to try and flank here the machine gun nest. The problem in this case is the other machine guns can cover it. And so in quick just switch over here to the trench, but there's still the incendiary grenade, but he probably should just continue grabbing the fuel pump with the Volksgrenadiers instead. So he's close to the attack to doing something there more serious against the glorious British Empire, but in the end it did not work out. And now he's got both here the fort observation post ready, but also of course artillery cover. All of a sudden folks are moving in here. Noting some of the Volksgrenadiers are actually now getting upgraded with assault rifles. Good. Another push for here. Kevin for sneaking ahead, grabbing the centre victory point for Germany, and up here we got Orbison with full squad support moving down the west side. So DownPT on the once more on the offensive against the Tommies. Trying to catch perhaps the armoured car, but instead encountering severe resistance from the glorious British Empire and the 11th Armoured Division, having none of this from those dastardly Huns. He's not immediately going for a replacement Cromwell. The first one could indicate he might be taking up. No, he's not. No specializations have been chosen. Might be a Firefly then. And meanwhile, DownPT is going to go for the battle group headquarters. He might then be aiming for the King Tiger already. Well, probably recommend at least a Panzer IV and Jagdpanzer before attempting the King Tiger move. Well, he's not just going straight for it, so there is that. But still, it is going to be a bit risky just going straight for King Tiger with only one Panzer IV to pressure the field. In the meanwhile, though, he is helped by the fact that glorious British Empire lost his Cromwell fast and hasn't been pushing for more. We haven't built fuel caches. He's still got that one munitions cache. In fact, he's got plenty of munitions, though he is not exerting them efficiently. Another trench down here for glorious British Empire. In the east, another push up here. Without artillery support, though. Any other things he makes me... Oh! Booby trap! Sappers wiped! Booby traps they're definitely paying off for. DownPT and the German army. In the west here, another push forwards. Once more trying to clear out those damnable Tommies. Machine gun nest once more. Incendiary grenaded. Grenade assault to clear out the trench then. All of a sudden being suppressed, trying to get someone, but they can't. Almost got the victory, but ultimately this position is just a bit too tough of a nut for DownPT to crack without some serious hammers, like say a Panzer IV. But the Panzer IV is preoccupied in the east, so you can't easily just use it to sort of impact the glorious British Empire in the west. Troop ceiling reinforcing, battle group headquarters going up there. Another bout of air reconnaissance. There we go. Firefly on the way for glorious British Empire. The Sherman VC or Sherman IC is also known more officially though, depending on the model of Sherman. Anti-aircraft fire against the air reconnaissance from glorious British Empire. He's flooding a lot of manpower, by the way. He could easily be building himself more caches for more armor, faster. Cancel the Firefly. Is he then going for specialization instead? Yes, he's going for Anvil, which could indicate more artillery, heavy sappers, Churchill tanks, and other nasty business. And trying to pressure up on the right flank. He's yet to hit the mine, though if he does, his Panzer IV could have been down. He's moving down some steel pines in the mine spools. Maybe he's sensing there are mines, or he's just sort of trying to move support. Either way, lightning infantry on the way there. DownPT realising he's going to need some more tools to break glorious British Empire's front, since he is dug in very stubbornly, making it very difficult for DownPT to do anything. In particular, he's playing for the King Tiger, and of course meaning he's setting up resources, you know, and so the way if he would take out of a kid, we're still on the way there from DownPT, being used to cover the right flank, so he's just further covering himself up. Geballte Ladung using it as a bait there, and not the best throw there by DownPT. Ultimately breaking off that assault the one squad has managed to hit here, getting behind glorious British Empire's lines, hitting the fuel point there. And he's just continuing to float munitions. Just continuing to float a lot of them. Seemingly unsure what he wants to do, or just buying time and sort of awaiting things. He can now go for the Churchill. He can also build the 17. Oh, he can already build the 17-pounder one, obviously, but you know, Churchill tanks, heavy engineers as options. If he gets more sappers, and of course, airburst shells for his artillery columns. But well, specifically from the 25-pounder guns by his base. But his resources just seem to be on hold here. Resources just seem to be in hold there for now, which only gives DownPT then more time to bring up a King Tiger. This is definitely a strategic area there by glorious British Empire if he doesn't know what he wants to do. He should definitely try and figure it out soon before DownPT gets to what he knows he wants to do, which is hit him really hard with a King Tiger. Of course, the question is, can DownPT then actually hit him sufficiently? Now, we actually got a trench in front of the house now, basically making it harder to assault it. Now that's an interesting tactical setup there, but it does seem to be doing the trick. Oh, house collapse, machine gun down. Bit of a loss here for the Brits, a bit of a loss. And there you go, Churchill tank on the way. That's DownPT slowly approaching. There you go, Panther moving up the west side here, straight into the armor car. There you go. Trying to mobilise it to bring up the anti-tank and able to assault it. And there we go, Panther 4 stuck. My God, Friedrich, we can't move. We can't move, Scheiße. What did they do? I don't know. I think they just kept shooting us. And we just sort of stopped. How does that even work? I don't know. Always Panzer 4, there is veterans too. Trench down. There you go. Churchill tank ready. Still got a lot of munitions. No weapon racks. No grenades. Artillery. And no abilities are utilised. So I'm not entirely sure what it is glorious British Empire's plan is at the moment, but it's certainly not appearing very clearly. Troopers moving in there. We got one trench left with one machine gun in it. There you go, Panzer moving in, steel pipes pushed back. Churchill tank hanging back, they're not coming, and there you go, 6 pounder gun launcher got hit in the Panzer IV. Nice over there, and he even used here the rapid manoeuvres to quickly get into position against the Panzer IV. Rarely utilised ability, to be honest, by the Brits, but it pretty much just gives the anti-tank gun sprint, which is pretty good. But there you go, now fast enough to get away, and we got artillery cover on the centre now, we got artillery cover. And he's going there, he's moving in the Churchill, looks like he's planning a assault here to cover base, he's going to cover the advance of the Churchill. Interesting move there, though I'm not entirely sure if it was the best position, how I sort of placed the artillery coverage ability. It doesn't really cover very far into German territory, so it's not going to be fully effective. We're still going to be able to catch up a bunch of stuff. And there you go, artillery raining down on the German positions here. Glorious British Empire 11th Armoured Division moving in, grenades off there on like KNF artillery landing on it, smoke screen down here as well, covering the Churchill's approach. Very good work there. Very sort of nasty ability in a sense there. Troops hold down here by the MD-34 Churchill falling back, sappers moving into repair, KNF covering up as well here. Centre victory point claimed. And the 12th SS Panzer Division forced to pull back its lines. Shattered here by British artillery dominance. Nasty push there by glorious British Empire. DownPT had very few options, was really strong. And there you go, grenade off. Gebalteladung on all the British men bunching up behind the cover, leaving them quite exposed to them. Quite dead once the grenade goes off. But there you go, more artillery firing down there, suppressing the Obersoldaten. Apparently it extends all that far off. The technique on the main map, I don't think it quite went that far. Well, at the same time, we got a bit of push up the western side here. DownPT certainly not going to be helped back here by those damnable Tommies. He refuses. And he can also now go for the King Tiger in just about now. Königstiger, gefechtsbereit here. DownPT's Panzer advances. Still Veterinary 2, not much closer there to Veterinary 3. As of yet, Churchill shoots, misses. In this regard, he's going to be a bit exposed here to the King Tiger. He's only got a 6 pounder gun like Kedneff, plus the Churchill to really fend off against it. In theory, he could maybe sort of somehow try and immobilize it, and then have the anti-tank and shoot it to bits. That's going to be pretty risky. Plus lots of harassment here with all the attention drawn to the centre. DownPT is able to exploit this very nicely by hitting the western side and the resources there. And all of a sudden he's trying to deal with that, which of course then allows the centre to collapse further as DownPT then moves in with the King Tiger, wiping the 6 pounder gun crew, denying the Brits their valuable anti-tank. When they go cruising just in the nick of time, but could still risk losing it here to the King Tiger and its 88mm high velocity gun. Shoots that, penetrates the King Tiger's front, but not before the King Tiger gets another hit, wiping out the entire crew. He's probably going to follow up with destroying the anti-tank in itself, and there we go, destroyed. Kedneff moving up, trench collapses, Churchill there. Neither tank hits each other, and there you go, armour coming in. He's going to try and immobilize. There he goes, going to target tread. He's going to target the treads there of the King Tiger. But then it has to break off, realising for some reason the ability bugged up. It's not shooting, meaning he's just going to get taken up pretty quickly, since he took one hit there from the King Tiger. The Kedneff moving in, the Obersoldaten and MD-34 then reserved to support the King Tiger if need be. He's going to need a Firefly here versus the Churchill now. Not the Churchill, the King Tiger. He does need to blow up his own tank. And another artillery cover here. Calling it already. I think in this case it's obviously much more defensive, a bit more desperate here. Versus DownPT needs something to just slow down the King Tiger, to stall it, to make things a bit more nasty. And there you go. Getting some hits on the King Tiger. A kid with attempted coup, but instead did not work out there. He's still flat on manpower, still got some troops as support weapons. That's obviously still the Firefly. But there you go, Churchill flanking in here. Using the artillery cover to advance against the German positions. Catching the machine gun here, which is getting so bombarded. Grenade off, wiping almost out the machine gun. Need to go over there with that Churchill tank. It's not made for taking on King Tiger. Artillery for car rain down. We got there. Blitzkrieg. Glorious British Empire still not bringing up any tank destroyers or anti-tank, and he's still floating a lot of manpower despite the situation. I would say desperately requiring anti-tank, because the Churchill on its own is not going to cover it. Not even supported by the AC, it is going to cover it. So I'm not entirely sure what he's planning there. Quickly salvaging that for a bit of extra resources. But What is he planning here? King Tiger receiving immediate priority repairs, and there you go. Firefly on the way there for the glorious British Empire. Still flooding manpower though. West side there, folks advancing assault rifles clenched in their hands as they scout the horizon for targets. Sappers hitting the cuff point now. Glorious British Empire boldly sends his men in right in front of the King Tiger though, and the result is pretty much carnage as they're blown to pieces. A German armour. Almost got a wipe there on the sappers. Victory points while he's maintaining a lead there over DownPT's troops. Artillery called in here. On the trench area, interestingly enough. Still flooding manpower though. I'm not entirely sure why he's flooding all this manpower so consistently. And he could easily spend a bunch of it on fuel cash just to allow him to get out more armour faster. For example, he's replaced his losses faster on other munitions cache just for more resources or his abilities. It's just a bit of a mystery why he consistently floods so much manpower there. There you go, Firefly engaging here the Panzer IV. Of course supported by the command armoured car. The Firefly is only a bit nasty, so I do believe it gets a decent boost to its rate of fire, so working these two together is actually a pretty good idea. In particular once the Firefly then gets more veterancy, in which case of course it just gets even better with its own veterancy bonuses. They're being hit with Kevin for spot here, but the Churchill tank does not shoot because it's not allowed to. Firefly hanging back, not working with the command armoured car. Feels a bit of a mistake there by glorious British Empire. Looks like he's forgotten he's not allowed the Churchill to shoot an infantry. He doesn't care. Right, Firefly back in action here with the armoured car. There goes, shoots, bounces. King Tiger the chance of Chinese to build a bit of system with the Firefly. Another hit there. Firefly getting rockets. Need to build distance though, distance. Oh! He's targeting the trench there. Churchill moving in. He can now hit it there with the tulip rockets. Almost got the King Tiger there. Almost got it. Missed opportunity there. We got the Panther moving in, forcing the Firefly to pull back. He's almost got the King Tiger though. Panther 4 veteran free. King Tiger down. King Tiger down. Panther 4 will be able to get the Firefly unless he gets really unlucky. There we go. Down it goes. Armoured car though flanking, and he's immobilising the threat step, but the Church might be able to get the Panther 4 here. He's lost a lot of units, so should definitely get some stuff. In fact, a field recovery operation, now to quickly getting troops to just salvage all of the vehicles here. Oh, he destroyed the Churchill tank to deny the salvage ability to his opponent as well. Armoured car on the way, so it's going to make another command car there. Panther 4 trying to bypass here the Churchill. Churchill bounces off the Panther 4, trying to block the path here. Panther 4 just desperately trying to go. Should just hit the Blitzkrieg ability on us. Just don't risk it. Rearm exposed. Blitzkrieg, DownPT. Blitzkrieg to safety. Veteran 4 gain. And oh no, he was so close. Had he just blitzed. Had he just blitzed instead of sitzed, he would have gotten through there. Damn close though. Still, glorious British Empire's manpower float at this point is a bloody mystery to me. Besides, as I would say, solid ply, it's just, I don't know why. You could easily just be hitting the field with a lot of infantry now, and again get caches, get fuel out. But now it's been cut off from all his resources. There you go, Vickers on the way, section on the way, finally something happening. Another command armoured car here, DownPT, going for a Panther. Now he's not going to try and buy time here for King Tiger's nothing there. He knows he needs a Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Meanwhile, Churchill, supported by the armoured car, rolls ahead. Up north, sapper section wiped out, calling in more sappers. Quickly flooding the field now, finally expending his huge manpower hump. Almost wiping out the MU-34 there with the Churchill tank. Armoured car combo. Cutting its way through DownPT's central territories there. Slowly approaching veteran 3 on that thing. Pretty aggressive play here by him. Troops occupying position, swiftly advancing. Churchill falling a bit back like Kenneth moving in. And there you go. Panther out here for DownPT and the 12th SS. Moving on to the centre. Fox is moving down there. Orbital Darden Veteranry 3, slowly approaching Veteranry 4. Troops here need to retreat from the front line. They're simply getting shredded here by the Panther and the supporting infantry. And he's going to need more into tank materials, the Panther, because the Churchill, even the AEC there, I think he's going to struggle a bit as long as DownPT doesn't do anything stupid with his Panther. If he does, obviously, there's a good chance the Churchill then wins. 200 points left here for DownPT and the 12th SS. Second Occasion on the way there for the German army. Panther rolls down there through the eastern fields. Orbital nearby ready to support the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Churchill patrolling about. He's supported constantly by that command armoured car. Vickers versus Orbital Darden. Blend cover there. The grenade itself was designed to basically force vehicles out or crews out of vehicles, or sort of repair gaps and sort of larger smoke screens. As a fun note there. I don't think it was sort of intended as sort of an individual smoke grenade. They had actual smoke grenades for that. Troops pushed back there. Now the aircraft shot down. The RF's lost an awful lot of aircraft here. At some point I'm pretty sure they're going to have to tell this fellow to stop, you know, losing aircraft.
Now capture point. They're trying to take it. Someone doesn't like us.
Got that Churchill rolling out. Going straight there for the German infantry, scaring it away. Panther moving in there. Try and hunt down that Churchill tank with its high velocity 75mm gun. And there goes, shoots, penetrates the rear armour of the Churchill tank. Nice shooting there, Ludwig. Nice shooting. Troops are pressed. Six Bunny gun moving in. Ready to blow up some Hun armour, and there you go, penetrating on the Panther's frontal armour. Churchill tank moving out again. Second shot was bounced or missed, a bit difficult to see there. And there you go, Churchill aiming through states to the Raketenwerfers. Not enough munitions there for any artillery cover to further support the advanced grenade off there. No deeper flanks here from him, just attempts to take in the centre. And he's seemingly given up an eastern victory point, probably due to the presence of the Schwer punted quarters, but he seems to show no interest in destroying it, protecting his aircraft, and of course denying DownPT any easy access to medium armour, or for that matter, more orbital if it comes to that. So in this regard, he's displaying a bit of Stalingrad syndrome there, whereas DownPT is displaying an awareness of the rest of the map, and of course he keeps in mind the sector is a bit important. He's never letting, you know, trump other sort of, you know, necessities like, you know, actually winning the game. Charging straight into the assault rifles, and not the best tactical move there by the glorious British Empire, and not the best tactical move. Occasionally for landing a quick hit in the Churchill tank, which is half faked to Veterancy 3. Unit wiped out somewhere. Folks advantage into the Churchill tank. Is he aiming up for another one, perhaps? Hard to say there what he is planning. Panther moving in. There he goes. Shoots, penetrates the Churchill's frontal armour. No mercy for the Tommies. Oh, said Helmut. No mercy. Quick look for sniper there on the AEC. Glorious British Empire's forces now mostly composed of sappers here. Churchill rolling westwards, straight out of the Raketenwerfer. They'll probably try and pop a grenade on it. Yep, in this case, quickly gets away. Oh, gets grenaded, takes a bit of damage there from it, but the Churchill on the other hand is now really damaged. Almost veteran free though. I haven't seen a veteran free Churchill in some time. Granted, veteran free for the Churchill tank doesn't do too much. And there you go, second Firefly here for the glorious British Empire. As for what DownPT's planning, could be a second King Tiger here, or a second Panther. Saying not a second Panzer IV, or say a Jagdpanzer. Granted, he doesn't actually have the command points for either of those solutions. They could go for the Panzer IV. It seems like he's more intent on setting up for the Panther just in case. There you go, so that's going away. Here we got the Orbital trying to flank through, but they're quickly hold by the MD-3 full support here by the armoured car. But another blend cover here from DownPT. And securing the west side there, very good. And then using the blend cover to actually fall back, very good work as well there. Firefly number 2 arriving here for the glorious British Empire in the 11th Armoured Division. Going to attempt another breakthrough here against the German army, which is looking increasingly resolute and strong. Another aircraft shut down. I wonder just how many aircraft have been shut down now by German anti-aircraft guns. Do you need to be careful? Oh! Lost the armoured car. Quite a loss there for the glorious British Empire. They can quickly replace it. It is still nonetheless a loss there. And in this case, a loss that strengthens the Panther by giving it more experience. Counter in the west there breaks whatever stranglehold DownPT has there, but he remains strong in the centre. But he's got most of his static weapons basically pointing towards, making it difficult for the glorious British Empire to push through there no matter what he wants to do. So again, he has to consider flanking, but so far he's relying mostly on brute force and less on tactical finesse as sort of the game has ended sort of the second half of the match, the late game basically. So that is very much DownPT's advantage here. Panther almost veterans 1 there. Churchill very close to veteran 3. And there you go, ahead against despite knowing it. Might be he's trying to spot for other elements or something, it's hard to say, but either way, Churchill takes a lot of needless damage, almost gets knocked out there in fact. That definitely felt a bit like a waste. And meanwhile, we've got more pressure up the west side here from DownPT again. Once more displaying, I think, a good tactical understanding of the map here and not just, letting himself be bled dry over the centre. He's allowing his opponent to do that, but he has no intention of doing so himself, and his overall intent on denying his opponent as many resources as possible while gaining as much, and of course just concentrating on those victory points. So overall, very solid grasp there things, I think, by DownPT, very solid play. As the glorious British Empire is getting more and more increasingly caught up in Stalingrad Syndrome, it's just bleeding itself out over the central point but ignoring the flanks and the resources on the flanks. Briefly considered more orbital armor, it seems like he's just aiming for a second light infantry gun, more artillery, which, considering the overall style of play there from the glorious British Empire, is not a bad idea. And we got more sappers in there. Just more infantry being flushed up. We got artillery raining down here on the machine gun position in the house. Blowing up most of the area, particularly that house. He really wants that house gone. And there you go. Leichtes Infanteriegeschütz number 2. Wait. He made his Firefly command tank? Oh dear. I mean, it's going to boost everything else, but it means it's slower. I mean, generally you want the Firefly to shoot faster. Like, he'd be better off if he'd done it with a Churchill tank instead. Turning his Firefly into a command tank definitely feels like out of the two choices he could have made there, he made the worst one. I mean, either way it's going to be bad to make either of these two into it, but like, making the Firefly the one thing he really needs to defeat the enemy tank with, you know, the command vehicle, seems like a really poor idea there. I mean, I could be proven wrong here, but I certainly don't see that they're working out very well. But there you go, against the west, at the same time trying to take the centre, while of course there's an awful lot of German guns pointing towards that. So we'll have to see what he does next here though. But which seems to be just more of the same. But there goes Churchill actually now hit veterans in 3. Pushing ahead here. Quickly getting out of there. Shot fired. 21 kills there for King and Country. A Churchill ace out here for the Brits. You rarely get to see those, to be honest. Though granted, you also rarely get to see a command Firefly. Can't really say I ever envisioned that one. I was already pretty cramped inside the turret. Now imagine having to act as a command vehicle as well.
The capture point is being overrun.
Fortunately, they're pushing back the section there. Stu and Pioneer moving in.
Our supply lines
Laying down some mines rapidly. And there you go, a few more hits here. Air support there again to do reconnaissance. There you go, Churchill rolling ahead. 22 kills, he's going to get within Panzer fast range. And there you go, grenade off.
our capture point. They're trying to take it.
24 kills. So of course, in this case, the Churchill can itself fix it. That's pretty neat. That's because it's only the salvage to fix the other damage. But still, it can technically take care of this damage in itself. I don't know how long it takes. There you go. It's done. There you go, Panther trying to blitz in there. Instead gets a face full of armor-piercing rounds there from the British. Whew, almost lost the Panther. That's actually pretty damn close. It's also getting pretty close to 82. Firefly continue to fall back. Okay, no, mounting. There you go, Churchill counter-attacking here. Moving forward, taking hits there from like kidnappers. Glorious British Empire doesn't care. There you go, almost losing. There you go, man, to flank past them. Machine guns firing, Sten guns being fired out of the side of the Churchill. They don't actually date that though. That seems like a really bad idea, you know, opening up the sides of the tank to shoot out of it. That's usually an invitation for someone to toss in a grenade and just shoot at you. Oh, Sam's taking hits as they try to repair the Churchill close to the front line. This is starting to look pretty bad for DownPT. Oh, not DownPT, the Glorious British Empire. It's looking pretty good for DownPT.
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
A Kednefer wiped out. He could try and go for another Firefly, he could go for another Churchill, he could go for Cromwell's. The overall continues insisting on throwing Westmoreland through the centre. That's just going to be a victory there for DownPT. Graham the Vickers machine gun down there, pushing up the west side. Churchill almost good to go. Orbos will died in there, veteran 5, 19 kills. More cannon efforts for DownPT, more anti-tank weapons. And a Cromwell away there for the Glorious British Empire.
We've 75 points left.
Most likely and hopefully a longer survival rate than the first one he got. We can see that DownPT's quick secure points.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
I mean, who's the one who's been attacking through the center every single time? I mean, if DownPT has supposedly been camping, then what the hell is he doing? He's obliging the camping. I mean, he's the one who's been more or less attacking in one spot. DownPT's actually attacking across other elements. I don't know, it just feels like a bit hypocritical when he's accusing the other one of being a camper. Considering the DownPT's been the more active one of the two. I'd go figure. Some players are like that, I suppose. Two's pushing up, here folks advancing. Quick grenade assault there to flush out all those sappers from the centre. Firefly firing at the Panther. Doing a bit of damage, 22 up. Pretty much looking like GG's only got 24 points left. The big 2 points not looking in his favour. His opponent's got a much larger force. Arcade with a wiped hut. Sappers pinned down. And Orbital there flanking in from the east side. Catching solo sappers wiping out on a retreat. Very good work there by DownPT. And there go Chrome Tank hits a mine right, and then in front of the Panther as well. Bad spot to be with a disabled engine. There you go, Cromwell down, Churchill and Marine straight in front of my her veterans free as well. Wow. I was accusing him of hacking as well. Almost got the Churchill tank there, Firefly advancing. And there you go, the Churchill finally bites the dust, having taken an awful lot of damage. And with this, he's pretty much dead. He moves in to just shoot everything in spite at the Panther. But his Firefly is cooked up, and with that, he's pretty much gone. Sappers wiped. And there you go, game over. A loss here for the British, a loss for the glorious British Empire. The 11th Armored Division here versus the DownPT and the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitlerjugend. A brutal battle of wills and wits. Overall, glorious British Empire, I think, despite its accusations of his opponent camping, rather, proceed just to attack one spot against Stalingrad syndrome. That is, he just focused on attacking one small narrow spot most of the time. Never tried any bigger flanks, never tried to outmaneuver, only tried to target the Schwer Panzer quarters, which could also have been an obvious target, and particularly when he actually had the advantage. Instead, he just held back. He also held back too many resources. It's actually been quite some time since seen a high-ranked player just consistently float so many resources. You've got to build catches, you've got a lot more armour, a lot more infantry, a lot more support weapons, more templates. You've got to do a lot of things here versus DownPT, but he just held back so many resources until he then lost most of his force to replace all of it. And then, of course, it was much more fighting from a back position. This DownPT, pushed his resource consistently, just slowly built up an advantage, and then slowly, consistently crouched. He also, very importantly, did not consistently attack into the same spot. He constantly tried to move, flank, outmaneuver his opponent. In that regard, in displaying actual skill here, and just making it much harder for the glorious British Empire to actually defend. And again, he was around the one, in many cases, just sitting about camping in quotation marks. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If you've not sent in a reply, provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.